I don't see any reason why schools should close. Texas is one of 2 states in the nation that closes rather than improves schools. I just don't see it doing any good for the kids. If the state closed Reagan High School, it would be devastating for the St. John's community. I think to lose your school is a real slap in the face. It's to say that you somehow failed.
The students, the staff, the faculty, and the community are doing all we can. And it seems like no matter what we do and how hard we try, they keep raising the bar so that we can't succeed. Getting TEA representatives down here on maybe a monthly or even a weekly basis and get them exposed to our students and our teachers and maybe holding events for them, letting them know that, hey, we care. We don't want to lose this school.
The kids, just in general, have amazing spirits. They're resilient, and that gives me joy every day to see that.
This campus has been introduced to a lot of the same family violence or high school dropouts to get the job that they need to support their family because their parents can't do it.
Probably 95% of Reagan students are what they call free and reduced lunch, which would mean they fall under a certain income level. So the families and the kids here definitely need support. About 40% of the kids come and go at Reagan each year. It's called the mobility rate. And a lot of that is they have to drop out of school to work, support their families.
The kids are down about where we are and where we stand. Yes, in reality, where we stand right now is not a good place, but we can get it back.
Schools like Reagan that are facing these tough situations, it's very depressing for them because they hear people saying all the time, you're a low-performing school. You're not the school we want to send our kids to. I think it's terrible even to brand any school, quote, low-performing.
Recently at Reagan, I've seen just so much help and so many people from the church pouring into the school.
Candace was a little frustrated with the tutoring program here, and so she just thought, maybe I'll just ask my community group to come in and help me in my classroom, and it worked really well.
What's going on is basically a community group is getting hooked up with a teacher who needs help, and just kind of contacting the teacher and saying, hey, we'd like to help and we'd like to tutor or do whatever you need us to do. Just kind of pouring into the teacher really and seeing what it is that they can help with.
You really just want to bless the teacher as much as you can, because by blessing the teacher, you give her more time back to herself at home. And with that, she gets more sleep, she gets more downtime, she gets more joy to just take care of the little things. And now with that pours back into the kids in the classroom.
And so I think most of the teachers here are eager to be adopted in the same way. I think it's going to be very, very powerful.
I lead a freshman boys missional community, college freshmen, and so I presented the idea to my boys, and they were all for it. I definitely carried it over to them because I figured the more bodies the better, and that's obviously the idea we want here is as much of Christ's presence as we could possibly have.
Most of the teachers have said, we just want more people in the classroom because to get their scores from here to here, the only way to do that is more manpower.
I think the relationships are building between the volunteers and the kids, and there's going to be a lot of power in that.
Pretty much in both the classrooms we're in frequently, almost all the kids really respond to just loving them, just listening to what they have to say, joking around with them, helping them and trying to put what the teacher just said into kind of their language and where they better understand it.
God has just significant purposes for the St. John's community and for Reagan High School, for the kids here. So, I believe that Reagan has both natural and supernatural support going for it. So I come into it with a lot of confidence.
If you're in there for Jesus, you start seeing the need for Jesus, and I can't help but think that if we respond in numbers and pursuing this, I can't help but think that Jesus is going to do something crazy with this school.
I just recognize the holes that these kids have in their lives, and the only thing that can fill those holes is Christ's love. And I just hope that and pray to God that He will just keep sending in His people to help fill those holes, because the teachers here can't fill them all, and we need help.
And I don't want to be one of the seniors who say, you know, I was the last class to graduate from there and I'll never get to see it again. I really hope that we're still open and I'm still able to say, that's my school.